So, welcome to today's practice in which we're exploring the fifth chakra. We've been doing these in a series. The fifth chakra relates to our throat and it's known as Vishuddhi. So, can you sit nice and upright? That can be kneeling or cross-legged. So our throat chakra anatomically is around the neck. It's also where our thyroid is. And often around menopause age, we often have thyroid issues because our hormones change things. When we're in balance with our throat chakra, I'm obviously not, we speak our truth. We clearly communicate. It also involves listening. If we're out of balance, we may not communicate how we would like to. We might feel really shy. We might gossip. We might talk too much. Or it might manifest in throat problems, such as laryngitis or throat. It's not what you overthink. Let's begin thinking about listening. And an anagram of the word listen is silent. So as you elongate the spine, roll the shoulders back. If you're comfortable, let the eyes close and drop into silence. And in this silence, start to notice your breathing. Breathing in through the nose. And perhaps making sound, because that's how we clear this area. So as you breathe out, cleanse and clear the throat. And we're going to begin with a specific breath that focuses on around where the vocal cords are, Ujjayi breath. So as you breathe in through the nose, visualize the breath going all the way down to the base of the throat. As you breathe out, it comes from the base of the throat, out through the nose. And Ujjayi breath is audible, you can hear it. So you might practice initially saying ah as you breathe in and ha as you breathe out. And you can start with your mouth open, but then aim to close the mouth. So don't worry too much about getting it right, but let's do that together for 5 rounds now as you close your eyes. And staying in this place now of silent listening, listening to the silence, can you just drop the chin? So we're now closing off the throat chakra, and open your eyes now as you focus on something in front of you. And then very gently lift up your head. And from there, we're just going to lean back and recross our shins in the opposite way. There's a lovely quote from Bruce Lee who says, watch the words you use, even the words you describe to yourself, because our words have tremendous power. And they're like magic spells. So just start to circle your shoulders. Just notice your inner narrative throughout this practice. And he says our words cast spells because they weave our reality. That's why we call it spelling. So just notice any judgments, feel the shoulders. And now just let your left fingers come out to the side and sweep your right arm all the way up and over. Let your left ear go floppy and extend from right waist to right fingers. Take a really full breath. So now take this right hand to your left ear and lift up your head and then press your ear the opposite way. So the right ear is next to the right shoulder. So just see how this feels for that muscle on the left side of your neck. It might be enough, or you might lift up your left fingers and really, really reach away. So lifting them up level with the hip. It's very subtle neck stretches. So can you feel that neck muscle called the scalene? There's another place we can go if you wish to make a stronger stretch. You wrap that left arm around you so it snuggles into the right waist. And now as you press your left ear down, just look towards your right hip. So that's going to slightly move the stretch to the back of the neck. And then close your eyes. What are you feeling here? Can you do that quiet inner listening? And then come out of this bit by bit. So take the left fingers to the side. Take your right hand to the right ear now and press your head up so we let the neck muscles have a little rest. Take both hands down either side of you and just notice the energy tingling downwards, perhaps on the left side of the neck. And just take a really full, deep Ujjayi breath again to the back of the throat. And now take the right fingers to the right and bring your left arm up and over. So drop the right ear, let the right ear just really hang down, breathing all the way down the left side of the neck. Now take the left hand to the right ear and press your head in the opposite direction. So feel this initial stretch. We don't want to go to the greatest expression straight away. So breathing into the right side of the neck. And tight neck can lead to a lot of headaches. So let's lift our right fingers up now and press them away, level with the hip. Does that change sensation? All of this is inner listening. Now we move it around. So we might snuggle the hand to the waist, keep pressing lightly on that ear, and maybe you look down. And that for me is where I feel most sensation. So see where you do. And bit by bit, we take the right fingers down, left hand to left ear, press it up and pause. And just take a moment there with your eyes closed again, breathing into the whole body. So now we're going to interlace the palms and just take the fist that you've made lightly under the chin. We don't want to do anything too vicious here. As you breathe in, lift your elbows, lift your chin towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your tummy in and bring the elbows down. So it's almost like we're doing cat and cow in the spine. Inhale, pressing up, lifting up. Exhale. So obviously a way we activate this area is through sound. So let's do a sigh this time. As we breathe in, lift up. As we exhale, inhale, lift up. Final time. And then pause. Take the hands either side again, rest them on the knees and take a breath into the whole body. Do a little swallow, make sure there are no words that get stuck. And of course, we have the expression cat got your tongue and the frog in your throat, both referring to this area. Let's come down now on all fours. So thinking about the throat. So kind of leading with your chin today in cat and cow. As you inhale, lift the chin. Don't throw the head back too much. And as you exhale, tuck the chin as we round. Tucking the chin is called Jalandhara Bandha. It's actually an energy lock. So as you tuck the chin, just visualize holding that energy there. Inhale, opening. Exhale, tucking the chin. And then come to a neutral spine. So if you're ready, we're going to come into downward facing dog. If you need more time on all fours, stay on all fours a little bit longer. And your option in down dog is to come forward to plank, pull the tummy in, ripple forward. And as you exhale, come back. See now, tuck the chin in downward dog. And as you come forward into plank, just for today, keep that chin tucked. Exhale, come back. Do that 2 more times. And now, as you come back to down dog, let the head be heavy. Breathing in now, let's take our right leg up towards the sky. And just pause there, reaching into that right leg. Ease your left heel a little closer to the earth. Inner listening now, what's going on down the back of the left leg? And now step the right foot between your hands and drop your left knee down. As you breathe in, come forward, lifting the chin. As you exhale, folding, straightening right leg as you tuck the chin. And just do 2 or 3 of these, moving from one to the other. Opening the throat and then closing it off again. We're listening to the body now. Again, that quiet listening. How is the body today? How is the hamstring? And now as we straighten that right leg, let's respond to the body. Do we need to rub the leg? And that can be really nice when the weather gets cold. You might rub around the kneecap all the way down to the shin. Just letting the body know that you can really hear it, what it needs. Now let's rebend that right knee, press down into the left hand and unravel the right arm. Feel now like you're turning, so lengthen the left side of the neck and then turn the neck to look up at that right thumb. And if that's not good for your neck, you don't do it. Take a breath. And the right hand comes down and we come back through downward facing dog or all fours. In downward facing dog, take a deep breath. And now let's come forward to plank pose and drop on the knees. So we're going to come into knees, chest, chin now. I don't teach this very often, but I don't think it's good for you, great for your shoulders if you're not careful. So as we come down, take the chest down, but now the chin down, and just stay there as you press the chin down. Deep, deep breath. And now bring the tummy down as you lift up the head and shoulders. So we're going to start off in Sphinx pose today. Take the elbows underneath your shoulders, hands in front of you, and then just drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Take a breath into the left side of the neck. Inhale, come up, come over to the other side. Just really paying attention to how your neck feels, and do that one more on each side. And with computers, our neck is often jutting forward a lot. So it's really important to especially lengthen the back of the neck. So let's wiggle those hands towards our upper chest now and roll up into a cobra, breathing in. A little lift of the chin, not too much. Exhale, come down. 2 more of those. And again, notice the internal words, the way you speak to yourself. They can be so revealing. And from there, let's have a little bend in our knees and come back to downward facing dog and spread your fingers so wide. As you inhale, lift the left leg, tuck the chin, lift the right heel, and then press that right heel down. Breathe into all that sensation. Exhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. We drop the right knee. And again, as you inhale forward, the chin lifts. As you exhale, you tuck the chin. So we're trying to go nice and smoothly and steadily. When we slow our moving down and breathing down, we slow our thinking down. And that's when we have this opportunity to inspect the way we speak to ourselves. One more time. And now let's just linger. And again, let's listen to the body. Does it need a little bit of love? Do we need to rub our leg? Touch. We did the heart chakra last time, but touch is so important, how we express our love in the world. So just rub the knees anywhere that feels a little bit icky. And then let's rebend that left knee and come back to downward dog. So the invitation now is for a vinyasa. You can come forward to plank and lower, or you can try knee, chest, chin today. Breathing in, coming forward into a cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe into the whole body. And as you exhale, let's briefly drop into child's pose. Take the toes together. Take your forehead to the hands, and again, lightly tuck the chin. So in this pose, we're quiet, we're in our own little quiet space. Deeply, deeply breathe into the lower back, side ribs, all the way up to the neck. Again, notice any internal dialogue. And watch your words, but try not to get tangled up in them. Just observe your thoughts, come back to breath. So remember, child's pose is there anytime you need a break. Otherwise, let's come back. The Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So we're going to do a lion's breath now. As you breathe in through the nose, open your mouth and really the breath out. So good for any stagnation that's stuck in the throat. Let's do 2 of those. Breathing in. Let your tongue stick out too. No one can see you. One more time. Pause in the stillness that follows. Lift up your heels, look forward and start to tiptoe your way up towards the front of the mat. Take the feet hip width apart, which is roughly 2 fists between the big toes. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold. Do 3 of those with Ujjayi breath if you can. This time, as you come up halfway, take your hands to your hips, gaze forward with the chin, and pull your tummy in as you slowly lift up. Well done. So thinking about, obviously the shoulders are involved with the neck as well. Let's interlace the palms behind you, lift the heart and chest, and start to move those hands away from you. Maybe curl your chest back, breathing in, do a lovely big swallow. And release, and just shake out the arms a little bit. So coming for a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskara A, just to get everything moving and flowing. And with the right then left. Stay in downward dog or flow through your vinyasa, breathing up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Tucking the chin, so we're gazing towards our belly button or toes. Take 2 deep breaths. This time at the end of your exhale, you might step or hop towards the front of the mat. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. So to invite that quiet inner listening, I invite you to do the second one of these with your eyes closed. So we're not bothered about what it looks like. So we breathe. Inhale, take a flat back. Step back left, then right to downward facing dog. And then you know what follows. So keeping your eyes closed, just be guided to how you move through these poses. And we've all got different breath patterns. So when you're back in downward facing dog, feel hands, and take 2 breaths. And in the comfort of your own home, make as much noise as you want to. You. And from the bend in your knees, step forward, breathing in into yourself internally, breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to add on, and this is our flow now. So as we breathe in, we sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come through the midline, all the way to fold. Inhale, flat back, step back, downward facing dog. Just pause for a moment to really feel what's holding you up. So we're tucking the chin as we do that. Right foot to the right wrist, unravel up, arms go up overhead, gaze up to those top thumbs and breathe. So spin your right hip back, take 3 breaths into your upper chest. Keep bending into the right knee as you press into the left foot. So we really release the neck now as we take humble warrior. Interlace the palms, lift the heart, lift the chest, and let the head be very heavy as you tuck the chin and look at your back foot. So firm up the legs and the feet because they're doing all the support so the head and neck can release. One more brush. Pressing to the feet, rise up. Lift the arms to the sky and then take your right hand to dangle and just let your right ear drop into the left hand. So lean to the side, lift that left elbow up and breathe all the way down the left side of the body. Feel the support that's there for your head. Breathe in, raise those arms up. And once again, you might choose to come through a vinyasa or you might choose to miss and stay in down dog or child's pose. Just keep it nice and steady with the breath. We've got nothing to rush for. Spread your fingers back in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises, left knee bends. And again, look at your foot. Just breathing in. One more breath. Left foot comes through between the hands. And again, we plot that right foot out to the side and we rise up to warrior one. So quite a tricky one for the hips. Make sure the hip points are facing forward if you can. Then we rise up. We're breathing all the way into the upper chest. We're lifting the throat. Again, do a big swallow. Breathe in and direct your awareness to the center of the throat. Then we interlace, possibly opposite way this time. Breathing in, lift the heart, lift the chest. Firm up those legs as you drop. So tucking the chin, look at your back foot. See how high you can lift those arms without force. 3 breaths. And like in child's pose, really direct the breath to fill the back. Press into the feet, rise up. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Let the left arm hang. And then again, just take your right hand to the left ear and just allow the head to drop. So wing open that right elbow, breathing all the way down the right side of the body. And that quiet listening, imagine this hand on the head is just catching all those fizziness, the thoughts, letting it all drop. Breathing in. Inhale, arm rises up. Come back. Again, do you need a rest right now? Just really listen to the body, or are you coming through another flow? Because we're all going to meet in child's pose. So you flow there, or you come to sink. Press the forehead down. And again, just take a little swallow. And use the breath to really bring yourself to a place of quietness and stillness. You've got a little bit more standing work to do. But just taking rest and refuge between sides. And then let's slowly come all the way back to downward facing dog. So second round, but we're adding on. Breathing in, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee bends. Again, look at your right foot. Make sure the left arm is nice and straight. You're even on both shoulders. Raise that right leg again and step it towards the right wrist as we come back into warrior one. Less time here first. So breathing in, rise up. Exhale straight to humble warrior. Interlace the palms. Head is heavy and long as you look at the back foot and breathe into the back. Once again, we rise up. And this time we hop the foot back as we come into warrior two. So with our warrior two, we want the right knee to be tracking over the center of the foot. We're going to interlace the palms now behind the back of the head. And lean back. It's almost like you're lying on a deck chair. Bend as deeply as you can into that front knee and just take 2 deep breaths. Now this left hand is going to come all the way around to the right waist and then lean back. So keep that hand there for support as you lean back into the hand and breathe in. Now straighten your right leg and take the right arm up to the sky. We're in reverse triangle. The left hand now rests on the leg and we're curling that upper body back, really pressing into the feet. And now can you tuck the chin and look down to the center of the chest? Take 2 breaths there. Now we come forward and we take a more traditional triangle pose. The right hand comes to the ankle or thereabouts, but actually we're staying bound. This left hand comes all the way around the waist. Now imagine you're lying your right ear on a pillow, really lengthen that right side of the neck. And if it serves your neck, then we turn to look up to the sky. Keep wrapping that left arm around so we're getting a bit of a stretch for the neck. And take 3 deep breaths. Down to the right foot, slowly, 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 come all the way up. Take a moment to land at the top. Hold on to your hips and now hop the left foot forward. So once again, it's as if our feet are set up for warrior one, but we're going to come into pyramid pose. So for pyramid pose, you might hold, if you can see me there on camera, you might hold the back of your elbows. Or you might take reverse namaste, where the heels of the hands are touching and it's like a reverse prayer. You might decide to take your fingers to the floor or brick, so choose what's best. Breathe in, lifting up the chest, opening the throat. And as we exhale, we stop halfway. Halfway down, press into your right heel and drive that right hip back. And now really lengthen the spine. You can stay here, or you might now bow over that front leg. And again, we breathe. So it's chin to shin. Slowly, slowly, we rise. So here is a challenge. If your hands are in the bind, can you come into a balance from here? You might decide that that's not a good idea and let go. Otherwise, see if you can lift up that left leg and come to a bound warrior three. Not easy, but that doesn't mean it's not fun. So take a few breaths there. Wobbling is balancing as well. Remind yourself of that. And then let's drop back into a high lunge. Inhale, we raise the arms up. And again, we come through another vinyasa, or we don't, we might rest. Back in downward facing dog. When you get there, we tuck the chin, Jalandhara Bandha. We're looking at the feet or the tummy, and we breathe into the whole body. Same thing, side two. Breathing in, left leg rises. We bend the left knee. We look at the left foot. Take a breath. Extend that left leg and step it to the left wrist as we hop right foot to the side. Breathing in, warrior one. Extend the fingers, lift the upper chest. Exhale, interlace the palms behind you, lift the heart, and we fold. 2 breaths in humble warrior. Press into the feet and rise up. Open your arms into warrior 2, but then we interlace the palms in the back of the head and just lean the head into the hands. Breathing in and breathing out. So we keep the left hand here for support and we wrap the right arm around you and then we tilt back. So breathing into what is. It might feel a bit uncomfortable, so just check in. So we're keeping this right hand where it is. I got that wrong last time. And then we straighten the left leg and come into reverse bound triangle. So reaching into the left fingers. And now take that left hand down to the ankle. So lengthen the left side of your neck as long as you can, and then you turn to look up. And find the breath again, whatever so slightly leaning back. This is a bit cranky. If it doesn't feel good for the shoulders, then you leave it. And look down at the left foot. That releases the neck. Slowly come up. And with your hands on your hip, we hop the right foot a little bit more to the right. So once again, we're coming into pyramid pose. So we might interlace the palms, hold on to the forearms, or have the hands in reverse prayer. Breathing in, grow tall. Exhale, lengthen the spine. And adjust it so your pelvis is stable. Move that left hip back a bit. And then eventually we explore bringing chin to shin. 3 breaths. Slowly, slowly come up. Undo the arms, perhaps give them a little shake. Breathing in, coming into a lunge now. And this is your final vinyasa. So hands come down. We might step back and flow through. We might stay in dog. And I forgot a pose, didn't I? But I'm not calling myself any mean names because that would mean my throat chakra is out of balance. So let's step that left foot forward, drop the right foot down, and we're coming up again. So interlace the palms behind you or take reverse prayer. Really sorry about that. And let's come into a version of warrior 3. So we lean forward and we extend the right leg back, maybe. And there's nothing like a balance to kick us off on sometimes some internal insults. So just notice the way you speak to yourself. And now we'll come to stand. Standing with the feet hip width apart, one hand to heart, one hand to tummy. And there's a lovely practice in the Buddhist tradition called the gates of speech, which is said that every time we have something to say, we should consider, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And if it passes those 3 gates, then we are able to say it. I'd love to say that I lived by those rules, but sadly I'm a work in progress. So just take a moment or two there, breathing in and breathing out. But it's definitely a nice idea. So we're going to come into a balance now. We're going to tune into a couple of balances. We're going to stand on our right leg and lift that left knee in front of you and just hold on to the shin and then tuck your chin. So this might be enough. Remember, we're internally listening. What does the body want? Or we might hold on to the right knee, sorry, left knee, isn't it? And look over your left shoulder. This left hand can rest on your lower back, or it can come out and you might be looking at the thumb. So stretching the neck again. Sometimes balance is there, sometimes it isn't. No judgment, just notice. So we are involving the shoulders here, so make sure they're not tensing. Sweep that left arm in front. And now a much easier warrior 3. Maybe this one's easier. So taking your hands to prayer and bring that left leg back. And you can come into aeroplane arms, arms behind you, arms in front. Stay breathing. 2 more breaths if you can, really building up strength in that standing leg. And then we come back to the knee lift. Hold onto your hips and just briefly with a chin tuck, lengthen that left leg. Not ever so nice, this one. And drop it down. Ooh, and then just free it all up. Just sway a little bit side to side. We are going to rest after these shapes. Shake out the legs. That right ankle might feel a bit tired. So let's lift up the right shin now. So tuck the chin. Find balance. Remember, you can always grab a wall or the sofa. And then let's add a little stretch for the neck as we take that right hand behind you. Possibly we look over the right shoulder. And just give yourself time and patience. You might need to come in and out a few times. Then that right hand swims its way forward. We take our hands to prayer and we extend the right leg back. So re-establish balance if it's gone a bit wonky. And then we bring that right knee up again. Hold onto the hips, tuck the chin, extend that right leg in front of you. And drop the right leg. And from there, let's just sway side to side. So we're going to come into camel pose now to really open the throat. You might be careful with this one, so it can be quite strong for some backs. So some days we'll start with a milder version. So going to kneel now, if kneeling is okay for you, and sometimes you can make that more palatable by having a cushion between your thighs and the calf muscles. So take your fingers behind you, facing forward, roll the shoulders back and lift up the chin. So we're lifting from the heart, not the lower back. We never crunch the lower back, really elongate your spine. And then you might feel comfortable letting the head come back. So breathing in and breathing out. Another version is to tuck the chin if the head back feels really awful. Make sure the shoulders are supporting you. You're not just dropping the head into the shoulders. Keep the neck long. And then really slowly come up and take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy. Sometimes back bends will store all sorts of emotions up. So just again, just notice what's floated to the surface. So your second version of this, we're going to come up onto the toes. So remember, you can always stick to version 1. I would say for this first one, take your hands to your lower back. Pull the tummy, and we're just going to stretch the shoulders a little bit. Breathing, take the right arm in front of you, circle it overhead, and let that right hand either come to your thigh or the right heel. Then the left hand circles in front of you, comes all the way back, bring it to the thigh or to the left heel. So these are called dancing camels. Just do 2 or 3 as you circle the arms in front of you. So for my body, I'm going to keep my hands on my thighs. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. And then when you're ready, you might consider dropping a little deeper into this pose. So slide the hands down the thighs, lift the throat, or possibly hold on to the heels and lift up. Then you hold that pose for as long as is comfortable. Then when you come out, you come back to kneel. And when you come back to kneel, take one hand to heart, one hand to your tummy, let everything settle. And then let's come forward, crisscross the shins, and come down onto our seat. So we're going to extend those legs in front of you now and give them a little shake. And we're going to come into Paschimottanasana, which is a forward fold. Breathing in, grow tall. Lead with the heart now as you come to fold over those long legs. Tuck the chin. So the chin is tucked and we're breathing in. And can you return now to that Ujjayi breath? Breathing in and out, nice and slow. All the way to the back of the throat. Slowly, slowly, come all the way up, stack each vertebrae on top of each vertebrae. And pause at the top in this pose called Dandasana. The hands at either side of the hips. Chest is lifted, chin ever so slightly lifted. And again, do a really big swallow. And now let's bend this right knee. So we're going to do two poses now. First of all, we're going to take, this is a really strange one. We're going to take the right hand to, as if you're trying to touch the outer left toe, and then turn your right palm away from you and see if you can wrap it around this right thigh. Now that might be enough, and you might rest the right hand on your right buttock, or you might be able to reach around with your left hand and hold your right fingertips. It's not easy. And then you tuck the chin and you bow. There's a big stretch for the shoulder. It is a strange one. And some of us, our shoulders are just too tight. So just be where you are. There's no forcing. There's no better pose. Just breathe. And then release out of that. Roll the shoulders back. And now we're taking a twist. So we're going to swap arms. The left arm hugs that right knee in and the right fingers go behind you. Keep the left foot flexed. It's an active leg. Lift up tall. And if you want slightly stronger, you can get the left elbow outside the right knee, almost like you're doing a stop sign. Look over that right shoulder and breathe. And just close your eyes. Do that internal listening again. Where are you feeling sensation? What is the quality of thought? Are you still here? And then let's come out of that. Just turn the other way really briefly. Breathe into the lower right back. And come all the way back up. And let's swap legs over. So just shake out the legs a little bit and bend the left knee. So the gap between the big toe and the right knee here is about a fist, and it is a strange one. So we get our left arm, it's almost as if we're trying to touch the outside edge of the right toe. Then we turn the palm away. We bind the arm around us, and again, we might rest the hand on the left buttock, or we might see if we can hold our hands, and then we fold. We tuck the chin. So if you have got the fingers touching you, you'll feel a bit of a stretch there in the left shoulder blade. If you haven't, don't worry, just visualize your left shoulder blade as if you're breathing there. And then slowly release. Pause at the top. And then again, you're either hugging that right arm round or you're hooking the elbow. And then you look over your left shoulder this time. Keep the chin lifted. Try not to close off the throat, the thyroid. And we breathe again. And we come out very briefly, look down to your right hip and breathe. And come all the way back. So we're going to come into a couple of poses now. I'm not going to teach a shoulder stand online because I don't know the state of anybody's neck. But if you do have a shoulder stand practice and you're okay with that, you can do it easily, then that is the invitation. Otherwise, take a book now or a brick or something underneath your lower back, and we're going to do a supported legs up. So tuck your chin, the back of the neck is long, and then just allow your legs to float up. Hands rest either side of you. Close your eyes. And Iyengar had a phrase, effortless effort. So let their legs just float up. And you can always, if you're near a sofa, a really nice one is to have your legs on the sofa. So just close your eyes now. This is really good for our heart health as well as the flow of lymph is reversed, the heart rate slows down, but just be here for about a minute. So close your eyes and breathe. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. Okay, notice those words, the words that weave our reality into existence. Words are like spells. So what spell are you casting right now? Three more breaths. Could you make them longer? All the way to the back of the throat. And then very slowly bring those feet down. Take a moment to land. So we're going to take a supported fish pose now. If you know the traditional shape and you don't want to support, then you can. Otherwise, take the brick or book or whatever it is you have behind your shoulder blades. So this just really opens up the throat. So we take something under the shoulders, the arms are open, and the crown of the head comes down onto the ground. So the throat is wide open now. Really breathe. As you exhale, just allow the body to drop. And again, maybe there's a big swallow there. And just bring your awareness to the center of the throat. This is where the seat of Vishuddha chakra. And then really careful how you come out. So lifting up the chest, remove the brick, the book, perhaps it was a towel, whatever you have. And then bring those knees in towards the chest. Keep the chin really tucked so the back of the neck is long, and then ease yourself side to side. And we're going to finish with a little twist that really unravels our shoulders, because of course our shoulders are very much connected to our throat. So take those toes down, wiggle your hips ever so slightly to the left, and bring your knees over to the right. And then bring those arms in front of you. So initially we're lying on our right hand side with the left hand probably resting somewhere along the right wrist. As you breathe in, lift up that left arm towards the sky. And as you exhale, soften the left shoulder to the ground and turn to look at your left thumb. Breathe in, lift up the left arm to the sky, looking at your thumb. Exhale, left hand rests on right. Again, inhale, we're following the thumb with the gaze. And then the final time. So this time, as that left arm comes all the way up and over, look towards your left thumb and be careful here with your neck. But if you've got a good, strong neck, lift up your head, turn your left ear a little bit more to the left, and then drop the head. And then breathe. And as we look to the left, still be aware of the right side, softening right shoulder. Again, maybe there's a swallow. And take about 4 to 5 breaths. So much of our tension gets caught in the neck. There's a lot of suggestion to show that computers take our neck out of alignment. So really be gentle with yours. And slowly turn your head. Keep that body where it is, but just look over to the right thumb now. And just breathe. Take a couple of breaths. And come back to center and just take everything back in alignment. So make sure the nose is in line with the knees. Just take a moment to rest between sides. And then just wiggle the hips ever so slightly to the right as you drop the knees to the left. And same thing 3 times in total. Have the right hand resting on the left wrist. Inhale, right arm lifts. It unravels. We look towards the right thumb. Just slowing down is the most important thing about this. Not how wide your arms are. And then when you've done your 3, as you look towards the right thumb, lift up your head and just turn the head just a little bit more maybe. Always check your neck and then just allow softness and that inner listening again. And if there was an affirmation of the fish of the chakra, it would be, I speak my truth. Perhaps repeat that to yourself as you breathe out. And then turn the head, keep the body where it is, just look towards the left, just free up the other side of the neck. And come back. Come back to center, wiggle the hips, lift your legs up and your feet and arms even, and just shake everything out. Make noise. And maybe there's again, a bit of a release. It's so good for our nervous system to make noise. And then very gently come into your final shape of Shavasana. So really settle here, looking after yourself, putting yourself up into the most comfortable of positions. And then allow your body to be still. And perhaps think about your relationship with your voice. Sometimes we don't like the sound of our voice when we hear it on a recording. And there's a quote from Lao Tzu who says, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words as they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So everything we manifest in our external world begins with our internal words. The power of words. So let everything soften and settle now as you bring your awareness to the center of the throat. And the color of Vishuddha is blue, a turquoise. And just allow your tongue to release. Let the tongue roll up to the roof of the mouth, the upper palate. Let the jaw unhinge. And with your tongue, there's a way to bring yourself into presence. Just rub the upper layer of teeth really slowly. And then the lower layer of teeth. And then let that tongue just hang there in the jaw, but ever so slightly curled up to the upper palate. This creates space at the back of the throat. And again, there might be one final swallow. Let go of any tightness that might be there. And then visualizing this color of turquoise as an energy that's just trickling down through all the facial features. Think about the jawbone, the mandible especially, as you really relax and soften there. And the space between the eyebrows relax, the nose, the cheeks, especially the jaw. And then breathe this blue energy, this light now all the way into the very depths of your belly, expanding out sideways up to the armpits, all the way up to the shoulders. And then roll the shoulders down the spine to really elongate the neck. And allow the arms to get weighty and heavy. And feel the heaviness around the pelvis and the hips. And let them drop, really drop into the support beneath you. And allow that weightiness to trickle down into the thighs, backs of the knees, calves and feet. Let the whole body now be held as you rest. And now take your awareness to that space between the eyebrows, where all our dreams are witnessed. And keep your awareness there now as you breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out, softly internally saying to yourself, I speak my truth. And just take rest now for a minute or so more. And just notice again those internal thoughts, the words that we are using in this moment. And just watch them drift on by. Just for about one more minute, just stay with your breath. And start to make your breathing slightly deeper now. Noticing sounds around you. Notice sounds inside you. And really take your time to come back. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. You might just want to turn the head a little bit side to side. And noticing hopefully there's more mobility there today. And then perhaps you do an overhead stretch. Perhaps you curl into a little ball, whatever your body needs. And then eventually we'll make ourselves up into a seat. Keeping our nice and tall, ever so slightly lifting the chin again. Let's take a deep breath in as we sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. And as we exhale, bring hands to our hearts. May all our words come from our heart today. Namaste.